parents can overcome their fear of allowing their children to explore the world on their own by a couple things. 3 things. Let me mention 3 things. Teaching them skills, practicing those skills, and giving them the tools to be able to explore the world without really running into any problem. And I think of my own children. I always had a problem with them running into the street, right? All parents we are just deathly afraid of our kids, because when they're learning how to run and walk, the first thing they want to do is just bolt into the street. And when my son was 3 years old, I remember it happened. We set him down on the sidewalk. He goes running out into the street. Luckily, no cars were coming, but I was just like, what are you doing? I've let my children walk to school when they were actually pretty young, but they usually walked to school in groups. We would walk with them ahead of time. So they knew exactly which route to take, who along the route might be able to be there to help them, and then what to do in case of an emergency. You teach them what they need to do, you practice those things with them, and then you give them the tools, like maybe you have a neighbor down the street that they could run to or knock on the door if there's a problem, or you would teach them, of course, not to get in anyone else's car. And then as you kind of overcome your own fears, then you could have them explore the world a little bit on their own. Now, one more thing. I think parents' fears are based on what we hear in the news all the time. But the news is always bad news, right? Like, I think the numbers and the statistics, they really don't hold up. We shouldn't be afraid to let our kids do things on their own, explore the world on their own, because actually they're going to be quite safe. And the statistics show that as long as you teach them, practice with them, and give them the tools, I think you'll be just fine.